Hello and welcome, my name is Ajaxpost and this is Transport Fever, the One Hub Let's Play Speed Build series, and we're following one of our magnificent freight hub cargo delivery trains, possibly the longest consist I've ever created. 18 wagons on the back of a Pacific, is it a 9000? I don't know train numbers and history and stuff, honestly. Anyway, where we are, we have moved on just over a year, in fact, from where we were at the end of last episode. I just wanted to just make sure that everything was working fine, particularly with regard to the freight system, which was at risk of becoming broken. And what's going on here? Trains heading on, all giving way to the passenger line. Excellent. Right, yeah, but I think that's working now. And what I've actually done in the last year is I've actually added a third train to the freight hub delivery route, and I've also fixed up the oil and fuel delivery routes. There was a risk, I noticed, of them running dry because there wasn't enough fuel being delivered from the refinery to the food factory hub to be sent on to the main hub by these trains here. So what I've done is I've added 2 trains. In fact, I put 2 trains on the fuel bulk line. Should we go over there? Just see how it's going. There we are. Yep. So he's running empty. He's running full, I imagine. So there's lots of fuel there waiting to be delivered, and yeah, putting diesel locos, even slow, pitifully underpowered diesel locomotive trains on the oil well to refinery route has bumped up production there no end. So I put a second one of those on there. So there's now two vehicles, 2 trains running on that line. I've made a couple of small changes to some of the bus routes and so on, mostly just repairing or replacing old and aged vehicles. Right, so the last couple of years we've made a loss, largely because we've been spending money on new vehicles. Last year we spent $42.9 million on new vehicles, and somehow came away with a loss of less than $1 million. Possibly due to the fact that my income suddenly shot up to $90.5 million in the last year. Probably due to fixing the issues we had with freight. Now, there's still a lot to do on freight. As you can see, the farm is full. The sort of distribution, the first stage of the distribution system is full here, food and fuel, and the main distribution hub, which I think now serves 4 towns: Horse Pasture, Mitchell Butte, Monument Valley and Promise Rock. Yep, 4 towns. That is still a little bit overstretched in terms of there's not quite enough deliveries to match the total demand across those 4 towns. So we will need to add in more cargo to that at some point. But what I want to do in this episode is to make some important excuse me, bit of a frog in the old throat there, make some important changes to the transport network, the passenger transport network, in readiness for the next big expansion of passenger routes. Now, at the end of the last episode, let's just check that vehicle. Ooh, Mitchell Butte South, you're probably running lots of old vehicles. Are you making money for me? Not really. But we'll replace you anyway because we do have the money to do so. Replacement, that's the one I want to click. And we'll stick. Oh, we've got a new bus came up. I don't think you saw that. It's happened just before I turned the recording on. We've got a new bigger bus come in. 11 passengers, there's only one more, but travels 31 miles an hour. So that might be a good megabus or intercity bus that we can use. So we might see that one again in this episode. Anyway, let's just check this, get this replacement thing done. Okay. Yeah, I mean, some of these in-town bus routes don't actually make any money, but they're very useful for making sure that the passenger stations have sufficient passengers who want to travel. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix up and make some important changes to our hub city here, Ajaxpost Monument Valley. At the end of the last video, which I think is what I was about to start saying, on the last video, one of the viewers, Mr. Phosphorek, suggested, because I don't have enough lines here at the moment to service all the towns across the map, because I do want all towns to feed into Ajaxpost Monument Valley, I don't have enough lines or platforms available here at the moment, is perhaps adding in a third station, an underground station, he suggested. Might be a good idea, because that would not waste any space that could be used for the growth of the town. Again, remember, if you've watched the series from the beginning, you will probably already know that one of my aims in this series is to grow this town to a population of 10,000. We're currently around the 2,500 mark, so we've got quite some distance to go. So we need as much space here, development, growth area, as we can get for houses and so on. And we don't want to waste too much on train stations. The underground train station idea was nice. I have used underground train stations in my other Let's Play series, but they're a bit of a pig to manage or to enhance. So unless you actually get all the lines and stuff in first, when you first lay them down, they can be a real pig to sort of connect up to other lines, because the game just loves connecting and snapping to other roads or rail, so it can make it quite difficult to make changes to track and so on underground stations. Now, because of that, because Transport Fever doesn't have a sort of proper underground mode like, say, City Skylines or even the old Sims games, I'm not going to do that, but I might just add another station in here just to give us some extra capacity. So yes, so that's what we're going to do today. Some fixing up of passengers, just again laying some get me words smashed together. Some groundwork done, some foundations laid for a major expansion coming up in the next few episodes. Right, so I will stop talking now anyway and get on with the actual doing of work. While we watch one of these trains coming. Oh, it's another one of the... Should we watch this one? Let's just sit here outside our main station. That's a nice vantage point, I think. Yeah, so I will stop talking now and get on with the actual doing of stuff, the speed build section. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. If you do, please leave us a like, just click that little button. But even better, if you've got any thoughts, ideas, recommendations, suggestions, or even criticisms of what I'm doing, just drop a note in the comments box below. Be very much appreciated. And of course, if you've not already done so, why not subscribe to the channel? That way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. So from me, Ajaxpost, enjoy the rest of the video. I will see you again soon. But until then, bye bye for now.
you.